On today's episode of the Command Center podcast, we've got defensive room evaluations, D-line, linebackers, quarterbacks, safeties. We touch it all, what it was, what it could be. And then we got the draft guru.
Yes, that's me.
Versus, I guess, nothing.
Nobody.
Talking defensive linemen in the draft. And then, have you seen pictures of the new stadium?
I have.
It all starts right now. Welcome to the Command Center podcast. I'm Logan Paulson here with Fred Smoot and Santana Moss. And as always, we're brought to you by Big Bear AI, mission-ready AI for our rapidly evolving world. And we are in the Big Bear AI Command Center studio, which is always fantastic. And boys, we had a ball game last night. Ball game, national championship. And I will say it was a heck of a game. It was a heck of a game.
It was, and we enjoyed every quarter of it. If we watch,
Are you talking about yourself in the royal we?
Yeah, we like the IU fandom.
IU fandom.
No, all I'm saying is, me and Tanner, B. Mitch, all us watched the game together.
Yeah. You're relentless, bro.
And it was such a movie how it started. We make it to the steakhouse, and there's me and Tanner, talking before the game, really, He's like, yeah, man, I got a family member that kind of played for OU.
This is
IU.
crazy, by the way.
Yeah, and he was like, don't worry about it. He number 22. He ain't going to play. I ain't worried about it. I like, don't be shocked if he win the game, man. We fast forward to the fourth quarter, 22 seals the game, a walk-off. I was like, that's just such a perfect. But, hey, I want to welcome IU to championship banner time. The first one in school history when it comes to football. Cincinnati, you are who we thought you were. You are that dude, all right?
So Fred, right? Just jump on the wagon.
Hey, put that eye in the middle of that. Bam! There we go.
So I'm telling Fred, I say, my sister, we have different moms. So I'm like, my sister, brother, from my mom, his son is sharp. He's the cornerback. And Fred like, yeah. I was like, yeah. I said, he haven't really been playing, but that's kind of like the one guy I would be rooting for on that side, being that, we got a little family, still fam. And to see him seal it like that, bro,
So walk me through the last drive there. How are you feeling as they're kind of working?
So I was like, this is your moment for the quarterback. Like, I honestly.
What did I tell you 5 minutes before that?
You told me that Ray was talking to him, so we about to lose it. Now
I'm about to lose this one.
He saw Ray.
Ray whispered.
Why do you say that?
He saw Ray Lewis talking
Ain't
to
nothing
him.
good come while Ray on that sideline like that. Man, you can't go from Ray. You can't make a Irvin to Ray.
But
Lewis.
Ray was there. Ray did it last week too. I mean, so the quarterback spoke. He spoke.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He spoke earlier that week about the last drive in the Ole Miss game that Ray said something to him. That was one of the most inspirational things he's ever heard. And it kind of gave him the
juice.
It gave him the juice to go out there on that last drive. And I believe he completed he was like 4 for 4 or 4.
Yeah, he was
and ran it in.
And then he ran it in and sealed it. You know what I mean? So fast forward to last night. To me, that was his moment again. I was like, you know what? We've been talking about we haven't really need to use him.
Yeah.
Because we kind of leaned on our run game up to this point.
That Fletcher something.
I think in this particular game, you got to give your hat, tip your hats off to IU. They went out there and played their behind off. But I thought that, when it got down to the wire, I wanted to see that moment. I wanted to see that Carson's Beck moment. Like, okay, here's why we spent this $4 million for you.
You seen it.
And don't get me wrong. Will he probably be pissed off and, after looking at that last throw? Yeah, but he took it. You know what I mean?
That's all you can do.
That's all you can do.
Yeah, man. I mean, but I told everyone I was rooting for Miami. I kind of felt like Indiana was going to pull it out. I will say when the game started, and it was like 10-0, I was like, this doesn't feel too good.
Yeah.
Miami figured it out. They stuck with it. I thought they showed a lot of character.
Yeah.
And it was really cool to
Especially
see
the
that.
second half.
Yeah. A ton of character. They ran the football. They stuck to their guns. They made a bunch of plays. That linebacker, number 31 from Miami, I think that guy can play ball a little bit.
around.
That Bane is something, son.
Dude, I mean,
that pass rush, both of those ends in Miami are going to be pro starters. It might got some star power to him.
Well, dude, I think the thing about Bane, man, is he's so bendy for how big he is.
Yeah.
And he's got pretty good, he's got such a nice wiper. He's got good power off the wiper. He's just like a solid rusher.
He reminds me of Brandon Graham. All right. Philadelphia.
Okay.
Now, this going to be before your time. Hugh Douglas of the end.
Yeah.
They're more compact.
Yeah.
Don't need the longest arms because he going to get into your body and get to work. So, just a different built defensive end, which I love. kind of remind me of the style of defensive ends that the Colts had during the Peyton Manning era.
Yeah.
Like coming into the game, it was two things that,
Dwight
well,
Freeney.
a lot of things that we said, Freeney is kind of one of the guys you can kind of comp him with. Miami had to be almost perfect.
Yeah.
Because you knew that Indiana was going to be perfect.
They weren't going to make no mistakes.
They're not going to make no mistakes. That's their MO. They're not going to make no mistakes. They're going to play with grit. They're going to fly around and challenge you every time. And so when I saw us not being as, but we still was in the game. Like that 10-zip didn't bother me because we had missed that field goal.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it could have easily been 10-3.
Yeah.
But with that being said, we just had to make an adjustment or two. Second half, we did that. Two things stands out, the reason why we lost that game. Even though it wasn't perfect, because you're never going to have a perfect game, that block, punt,
dagger.
and that
Special teams always change games.
There you go. But before the block punt,
I love that you brought this up.
It was a punt return. Me and B. Mitch spoke on it. Because, being former punt returners, it's something about when me and B. Mitch around doing our pre- and post-game shows. When we at the stadium, that's all we watching, the punt return, how the ball is kicked. I'm always looking at how deep a guy is. It's a rule that, we all know that, like, if it's short field, as a punt return, I'm going to be no deeper than 8 yards. So if this is the 10-yard line,
never go back.
And I'm not going back past 8.
Yeah.
And so when we saw Malachi go back, because sometimes when you a punt returner and you lead through, you like, man, I'm trying to get this ball so I can do something. So he knew he had time, but in the moment, he I don't know if he noticed he was drifting, but he was drifting, and we was like, I won't catch that. Yeah. And he caught it. Cool, he caught it. I didn't know that was going to be the deciding factor until how they score on special teams, because later on, our offense never moved. We didn't move the ball. We didn't get the first down. Then voila, they blocked the punt. So that was something that you don't look at, but it stands out. You know what I mean?
I think that's great analysis. And I just think, that block punt was such a dagger. Because, you could survive, some of the false starts, some of the stuff on third down that they did. I'm talking Miami's defense where they gave up first downs. You can survive some of that. But those huge momentum shifting plays, you just can't in a close game like that.
I enjoyed it all. I enjoyed it all.
I can't even stand your little smug.
No. And I had to explain to people what a Hoosier was, because most people just thought that meant a basketball player.
Okay.
No, Indiana Hoosier is actually anybody from the state of Indiana. Yeah. If you're from Indiana, they call you a Hoosier. You are a
why?
Hoosier.
Do you know why?
I tried to get to the bottom of it, because I thought maybe it had something to do with basketball. It has nothing to do with basketball.
I was surprised he don't know more.
Yeah,
I've been investigating.
I need the real Fred Smoot to stand up.
Once I realized it had nothing to do with basketball, it's more of, I guess they don't like to call themselves Indianians.
Yeah.
They call themselves Hoosiers.
Hoosiers, I like that. That's a good little factoid.
Yeah.
But I was just looking through this because obviously we're getting ready for the draft. They have, on the starting offense for Miami, they have, I think, 6 guys. They have the receiver, Keelan Marion.
Yeah.
Number 0. He's eligible for the draft.
Yeah.
CJ Daniels, also eligible for the draft.
Number 7.
Probably will get drafted.
Yeah.
Marco Bell, the left tackle.
Lineman,
Yep, he'll probably get drafted. Inez Cooper will probably get drafted. Francis Monungai is going to be probably the first offensive
5, maybe.
Yeah, he's a stud. So they've got a lot of pieces. Carson Beck, obviously, that are going to be entering the draft and give themselves a look. And we haven't even talked about the defensive guys yet. It's just such a difference between Indiana and Miami.
And I think when you look at that, and like I said, hats off to Indiana. I mean, well coached. They perform well.
They are robotic.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
It always reminds me of a Nick Saban team.
Yeah.
Like I watched that and I'm like, oh, he did coach under Saban.
You got to beat us because we won't beat ourselves.
But you think about Mario too, you know what I mean? Mario did what Coach Davis did, when we was there in Miami. Like he built our team from the trenches, D-line, O-line. That's what that's why we were so, dominant back in those days. And when we got back to glory, because our offensive line, our D-line was going to, be those guys. And I think when you look back and people have been saying all year, and don't get me wrong, I don't think us winning the championship will give us that notion of Miami is back or Miami is we here. I mean, we really, I think Mario being there and being the coach that he is,
I think y'all back.
Our presence is gonna be felt from now on, because I know he's gonna recruit the right way. And the one reason I wanted us to win for, not just to say we have another championship, I just know how these kids are these days. And if you win, then South
they
Florida,
jumping on their boat.
They gonna jump on that. They gonna jump in. So hopefully, getting there and not winning shows you that we still close. We could probably come back next year with a known. If we get that quarterback that me and you just spoke about, the cat from Duke.
Yeah.
If we get this kid and with the guys that we got bringing in, we got another shot.
Well, y'all the ACC's only hope. It's y'all or nothing.
Dude, I was just looking at the defense, too. You've got 5 guys on defense that'll get drafted, too.
Both the ends.
Both the ends, the middle linebacker, Wesley Basante, Basante, whatever his name is.
Then the cornerback.
Yeah, the quarterback's also on here. So, I mean, it's a big lift to get that group back. And, again, the recruiting's going to be a big part of that. But, man, what a game. So much fun. Yeah. I think it's time we actually start doing the show. So let's hit that first break, Fed, and pay some
bills.
Okay. The voice of America has spoken, and I will speak now.
The voice of America?
I am the voice of America.
So you're speaking for yourself?
Well, what I'm saying is I am from the home of Morgan Freeman, who has been the voice of America, and now that he's about to retire, he wants me
Jason,
to
where's Morgan Freeman from? Can we
He's
look
from
that up?
Mississippi. He's from the Delta in Mississippi. He has a 200-acre farm. I used to date his daughter.
I think me and Morgan Freeman share a birthday.
Morgana is her name.
Yeah. Morgana.
That's her name. I didn't name him.
I think you told me that actually.
Yeah. I think he's a Gemini like your boy.
Morgan, thank you, Amanda.
June 1st guy.
She don't. Google don't know what the hell they talking about. Morgan is from Mississippi.
Amanda just was like Morgan Freeman is not from Mississippi.
And that's a lie.
Where's he from, Amanda?
Memphis? No, he's not. No,
well, you say it's next door.
No, it is next door, but it's not. All right, on to Big Bear AI.
Memphis, you got a new hater in here.
He's not from Memphis.
Strong ties.
No, his farm is in Mississippi.
He's got strong ties. He's got strong ties.
No.
Give it to us.
Jason, what we got?
Born in Memphis, as an infant, he was
in Mississippi.
But I'm just saying, like, he wasn't.
So he grew up in Mississippi.
He wasn't born.
He was born in the hospital the day after they sent him to Mississippi. He's from Mississippi.
I'm just saying, Fred.
I got you.
I'm just saying. Let's be specific.
You gotta get Fred the benefit of the doubt.
Say what you mean what you say.
You know what? Big Bear.
Yep.
Right. When the mission is critical, readiness matters. BigBear.ai delivers proven AI technology and expertise to help safeguard national security, critical infrastructure. That's mission ready AI. BigBear.ai, official partner of the Washington Commanders.
Nice job. Good work, boys. Dude, you got to fight through this one today, Coach.
No, his voice is off today.
My voice is
I got him today.
But I'm going to bring it. Commanders fans, your fandom just got an upgrade. Introducing the AAA Commanders MVP membership, where real fans get real perks and same trusted AAA membership benefits. The new AAA Commanders membership provides the chance to win game tickets, access to VIP events and experiences, 15% off Commanders online pro shop while providing peace of mind for Commander fans on the road. Already a AAA member? Don't sit on the sideline. Upgrade your membership or join today at AAA.com/Commanders.
Dude, this might be Tana's flu game. It might be his flu game.
I'm finna say, you should be filling in for him knowing that his voice is out.
You was over there opening your water on purpose. Boy, you such a hater, dog. Lord have mercy. Help
I'm
man.
just saying, the people have spoken, man. They want Tana reading these things.
Hey, listen, I did throw a little hate in there by opening my drink. By any means necessary.
You had a lot of hate for this man. You got a lot of. You went to.
I love Tanner, man.
You rooted against Indiana.
Look,
you rooted against Miami.
I invite him out for a steak dinner last night, and he sat there and us. I walked up out of it. I don't think I ain't want to shake his hand.
Listen, it was so quiet at the end. I'm the only person in that shit. Everybody else looking like, man, get this man out of here.
So ignorant. What's the anthem? I used the school anthem.
Know.
Oh, some song Stevie Wonder wrote. I think it was National Champions to the end.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the Commanders. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to do a recap of the season. We're going to start with the defensive side of the football. Specifically, we're going to start with the defensive line, linebackers, and then we're going to move on to quarterbacks.
Hold up. I got to give you out. I want to show some appreciation here. Put our hate to the side right quick. As I sit here and look at the names on this defensive side of this roster, it's and how I see just so few names.
Yep.
Man, congratulations for y'all playing over a decade in this league, because with 2,000 guys coming out every year, for you to make
All
this
this
roster
list,
over and over and over again with
It's
younger,
impressive.
cheaper guys coming out every year. Man, look at the cornerback side. Look at the linebackers. Look like this is a small list of players, and you got guys coming out dreaming every year. How do you fend these guys off like that?
No, it's a great point, Fred. And again, like, we're going to talk a little bit more about personnel, like ways to change this moving forward. But in terms of like recapping the season, let's start with the defensive line, Tana. All right with you? And I look at this defensive line group, and Jason did a great job of kind of listing out all the guys that played this year. So Dietrich Wise Jr. was supposed to start in the year.
And I thought he was going to have a big year. It felt like it.
Week 1, he started off with a smash.
And then he got hurt against Green Bay, right?
Yeah.
Like second game of the season. So obviously Dietrich Wise supposed to start. Dorrance Armstrong was leading the team in sacks for
the last 2 years.
Yeah, pretty much the whole season, right? Javante Jean-Baptiste, the young guy, was supposed to be his backup.
Up and
also
coming.
on IR. Then Eddie Goldman finishes on IR because of the concussion thing. But I look at that and I'm like, man, like so much of what 50% of the group you thought was going to be starting
was not there.
And it's got to impact your ability to evaluate where they're at, Tanner. Like, because again, like everyone's like, oh, you need to go out and make all these changes. And I do think they'll bring in new talented pieces. But I just you didn't get a good evaluation
of what you had.
Right.
Like we saw this weekend with the 49ers. You can only take so many losses and blows before my team just can't compete with yours.
And I think that's one of the things that we spoke on all season long. You think about it, like, we kept saying that we're not going to use it as an excuse, but it wasn't. It was the fact.
It was facts.
It was fact that we can't really go out there and be the best we want to be because we don't have the
best pieces we got.
Bingo. And don't get me wrong, bodies is one thing. So, people mistake having a body meaning like, oh, no, I can have a replacement. No. Just because he's there don't mean that.
He ain't going to play to his level.
So that's my thing. And I feel like, when you're looking at evaluating some of these guys, it's hard to do so. So what you got to do, you're probably going to bring 1 or 2 back. Because you're like, look, I think it's potential there. Evaluation to me, long as I know that you can go out there and do your assignment at a high level, without and we can count on you, you have a shot with that person. You know what I mean? I'm giving that guy a chance every time. And I think some of these guys, when I look at this list, that's what I want. And you just spoke on how do you make the team, or how do you make a roster? You make a roster by being a guy that when you come to work, it's work. You're going out there and doing your job, and you're efficient at it, and you're one of the top, few guys at that position. So to me, man, it's going to be tough. But at the same time, I see a couple of names that I can easily say, man, I would love to see back, just because I didn't get a chance to really, get a full season worth of, evaluation from it.
Yeah, and I think, again, I think Dietrich Wise in a tough spot because quad tendon tears, a big, tough injury to come back from.
Which is strange from a big guy like that to know that he tore his quad tendon.
It's just a tough deal. And so, again, him, and then there's some other people down the list here, like you mentioned before the show started, obviously Preston Smith comes in. Took him a couple weeks to get in shape, but I thought
which it should have.
I thought
C-Legs came back and he looked better
as we went. Obviously, Sheldon Dade's been incredibly consistent for this group. And then the guy that was maybe the biggest revelation of anybody this year was Jacob Martin.
Martin. He carried us when it came to sacks.
Sacks.
Down the end. I always say, who came up out of the misery? Because when people get hurt, they start with misery, but somebody going to come up from that misery, and it was Jacob Martin. He'd earned a spot, if not on this roster, he's earned a spot somewhere in this league.
And he's been a little bit of a journeyman, but I do think, set great edges in the run game, played with great energy. You mentioned the sack production. He was a really nice piece, kind of a surprise piece for this group. And then you get to guys like Johnny Newton. Let's talk about the defensive tackles real quick. Let's talk about all 3 of them together. So you got Johnny Newton, Javon Kinlaw, and Deron Payne. I think that is an interesting group because it feels like the most talented, at least in the top 2, and we're still kind of waiting for that.
Newton.
And he had that big game against Dallas.
And like he said to us when he sat down and talked to us, once you see one go over the gate, now I feel like I can do it. I can do it. So he ended the year confidence. The question is, how confident do he come back in this next season? And does he pack on a pound or two? Because I think he can stay in the pack on a pound or two.
I'm just curious with, how consistent can he be at doing what he showed us, in that particular game?
Yeah.
Because
he had 9 tackles and 3 sacks.
That was crazy, yeah.
It's hard to get in a rhythm, though, when you're coming in and out.
And that's the question with him. Is he more of not a rotational piece? I need to be kind of cemented in there.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's what the coordinating team going to have to do themselves defensively-wise is say, maybe this guy becomes a stud when he plays 80% of the snaps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, that group's really interesting because Deron Payne is obviously the highest paid player on the roster next year. Kinlaw, I thought I think exceeded expectations.
I thought he earned every dime we gave him.
Is that fair to say?
Now, if I'm the next coordinator, I challenge him and say, you know what? You see these 3 flashes a game? Let's turn that into 5 or 6.
But it's also, I think for him, it's like the flashes are great, but some of that, it's like first and second down consistency. Like, I think this got better as the year went on, but like holding your gap, sitting the double, like keeping it free for Bobby and Frankie. And I think when Dan got in as the play caller, like you saw a transition in his game, which was good to see. And it's interesting because I don't think it was reflected in the PFF score because the way PFFs grade defensive linemen is if you are blocked at the end of the play, it's
you
a
are
minus.
blocked.
But they don't see the benefit of that to the linebacker, to the rest of the defense. And that's something I thought he improved upon. So that group's really interesting. Obviously, Von Miller, 9 sacks. We got to talk about him real quick. Not under contract for next year, but again, like in a year where the depth got all crazy and he kind of got to be this like Mariano Rivera pitcher, I thought he did exactly what he was supposed to do.
Yeah.
Pinch hitter.
Situational pass rusher.
Yeah. All right. So I think there's, again, to me, to wrap up the defensive line, like, injuries really defined that group. There were some bright spots. Jacob Martin, Kinlaw.
Sheldon Day, every time he got a chance to play, he balled out.
I think Payne, too, is a guy that he might be, contract? He got one more year
last year on his contract.
But he's I think they might we'll see. We're going to talk about that in a different episode once we get a little bit more information.
It'll be smart to restructure whatever you're going to do right there.
Yeah, so we'll see. But that group, I think, is the evaluation feels almost incomplete because of all of the adversity that group went through. Like Tanner was saying at the top, like it's hard to know, you know? So it'll be interesting to see what they do with that group heading into the offseason. Let's talk about linebackers. Gosh, man, this group was a roller coaster to watch this year, right? Because we came in with such high expectations for Frankie Louvu. Such high expectations for Bobby Wagner. And I felt like early in the year, especially, there was a lot of fans that were disappointed. Frankie, I felt like it was for different reasons than Bobby.
Frankie was shuffling on, am I rushing this play? What am I?
Yeah, like there's games where he's playing defensive end.
Yeah, like I thought it was just he never settled in at one position, and I think that hurt him.
Yeah, that did.
That hurt him and set him back. I thought early in the year, Bobby Wagner had coverage problems that he figured out by the end of the year. So, like you said, it was this roller coaster of are they gonna do it? Can they do it? Yes, they can, and they showed us.
Frankie almost reminded me of myself a little bit. 2010, Shanahan's them get here. They play me predominantly at Z and slot, the Gator, and worked out fine. Had 1,100 yards, a lot of touchdowns. The next year, they bring me back, move me to X.
Oh, really?
And I'm like, why in the hell you move me to X? And then Shanahan, Mike called me in the room, was like, well, you're not getting open, Tanner. Duh, I'm at X.
Yeah,
at X, there's no other guy on the side of the ball with me, so they can just put a cover 2 over there. And say, all right, we'll keep Tanner, at bay because we put a cloud on that side. Yeah. And so they changed me to Z, back to Z in the middle of the game. Middle of the season. I break my hand that day that they changed me to Z. So it just when I watch, I said all that to say that's what I felt like when I'm watching Frankie. I'm like, why did we change him from doing what we saw last year?
And when he just went to the Pro Bowl.
He was a disruptor last year. He was a guy, and I'm not sure if they changed his role.
Well, I think they just asked him to do more.
I just feel like what I saw something different from what I saw the year before.
I think the ripple effects stem from the defensive line, right?
Yeah.
Because he was supposed to be this blitzing off-ball backer like he was last year with third down packages, and then obviously as the injuries mount up, you got to say, man, we need somebody we trust to play defensive line.
We need you to play edge.
Or an on-ball Sam in like these 5-down fronts. And that was him. And I do think that, again, you talk about everyone says, oh, well, the defensive line got hurt, but why the linebackers play decreased?
Cause and effect.
Like that's a perfect one-to-one. Yeah. And then obviously I think Fred did a great job talking about Bobby here. And Bobby, I thought played lights out since the Miami game to the end of the season. Like played absolutely lights out, gets 2,000 tackles, like does the whole thing. It's fantastic.
Only 3 to do it.
But again, early in the year, like I think it's also hard to evaluate because the entire defense was struggling.
Yeah.
Like they just couldn't be what they thought they could be based on OTAs and minicamp.
But
I'm wondering if we made that change earlier, would it have been different?
Like for like
Coach Quinn.
Yeah, with Coach.
I mean, the whole group played better. So I would say maybe. Yeah.
And I can say this, Jordan McGee had a year.
Yeah.
That's a great point. I'm glad you brought him up.
Yeah, Jordan McGee, I thought, got better every game.
Just plays so fast.
So fast and violent.
Yeah.
He gets there with bad intentions. I love it. He's sideline to sideline. I'm eager to watch him play next year.
I'm eager to see him again because he has that makeup of what you see in Houston, what you see in San Fran with that style of play. You know how those linebackers,
them linebackers, they attack.
He have that, and I'm looking forward to see us add Kane Madrano into that kind of, you know what I mean, like find something with him because I think when you look at his body, you know how he's built.
Yeah,
I can see him. Those two guys out there flying around with a solid Bobby Wagner. If we bring it, pretty sure we bringing Wagner back because, like, I mean, and to me, until he can't walk no more, and he can still make tackles, I gotta have this guy, you know, leading my defense. But I just want to see, you know, Kane get added some kind of way, whether he be one of those guys that we play as a rover or we just find third down special plays for him or something, because I feel like you add that with what Jordan McGee showed last year. Yeah. Man, sideline to sideline, man, it's second to none. Like I saw him outrun other linebackers and make plays on that side of the ball. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing him.
I think that's a great, and again, like it was cool to see Kane, who again wasn't dressing, kind of get into that special teams role at the end of the year. I think that's always a good sign for young developmental linebackers. Guy that I was really pleasantly surprised about was Alhe Kaho, undrafted free agent out of UCLA.
His special teams play.
And the only thing I worry about with him is he kept hurting himself.
No, I'm finna say the only worry is this. You don't know what
silly, huh?
You don't know what car collision he ain't gonna get up from.
Yeah, so like
he was knocking himself silly.
He was throwing it down for sure, but you got to take care of yourself.
Yeah, you got to take care of yourself.
He has he doesn't care. The words reckless abandon. Yeah. He plays
self-preservation. None of those words.
No, he self who? He ain't saving nothing for 50 years old. He is out there swapping paint. It's one hit this year that this kid did, and I was like, I don't think nobody in the whole pile getting up.
Yeah.
And they're like, no.
I think it was against Atlanta.
Now, listen, I was like, my God. No, it was Atlanta, because that whole game, I was like, somebody's child ain't leaving this game. That was one of the most physical games I'd seen in a long time.
We was up top watching that, me and B Mitch and BC, and we was like, bro, Atlanta gets somebody hurt. Every kickoff, somebody's getting hurt. Like, they got somebody down.
Crawling off the field.
That guy played with no governor, boy. You hear me?
Yeah, so again, like, it's kind of nice to have, I'm going to put them all in the same category, even though I think Jordan McGee's ahead of these guys. But like Jordan McGee, Alhe Kaho, Kane Madrano, I'm really curious to see if Kane can develop into something on the field, especially coverage situations.
Especially coverage. I think that's where he's going to excel.
We're doing the combine stuff, and I reviewed my notes on him last year. Like, his athletic numbers are like diabolical. Yeah. So if he can figure it out, play a little bit more physical. Again, he's a converted wide receiver.
I'm going to say he's a former wide receiver. Like, if just seeing him on the field alone.
Just give it. I think we gave him that year to see what the physicality of the NFL was. Yeah. And I think he needed to identify what that was.
So talking about
this offseason to be huge for him.
Talking about an exciting piece. Like, I can't wait to watch the first OTA, first mini camp, see what that looks like for him. All right. And then we got Nick Bellore, who is the special teams
maven.
Crash test dummy. And he looks like an accountant, but man, that dude can play some absolute ball. Let's talk about cornerbacks real quick. So cornerbacks is interesting to me because I feel really good, even from a small sample size, about Trey Amos. I think Mikey Sanders still may have shown me, hey man, I'm a perimeter dude.
No, he ain't no made a show. He showed the world that I can play on the outside. I done led the team in interceptions 2 years in a row, and I got all of my interceptions besides one outside.
Yeah, no, I think that's 100% right. And so again, in a defense that makes it work and makes it go based on turnovers and ball production, Tana, like that feels like somebody that we got to be like.
Got to. Yeah. I think one of the things too that stood out to me is just you know, it wasn't always peaches and cream for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he was able to respond.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the one game that I said that I knew he was off, that Dolphin game, where if he catch that first pick, we ain't worried about that punt return that he missed. But he bounced right back the next week. So that's what I love about Mikey. He plays way beyond his years anyway. You know what I mean? He has this older presence to himself when I watch him walk through the building, and even when he come in here and sit down and talk with us. But when you see him on the field, you don't question his play because you see it all the time. He's mature beyond his years.
Now, the crazy thing about it, I got this odd feeling of indecision when it comes to a guy like Noah Igbenogany.
Yeah.
Because
he's not under contract for next year.
I know it, but as a GM, I'm looking saying, this guy done stood up every time I asked him to play.
Yeah.
When I asked him to play more last year, he balled out. Asked him to play less this year. He got in. I ain't seen him on no highlights.
Yeah, still did the job.
He got in and balled out. So he got value around the league. Like, people called in about Noah at the end of the year, like, what is this guy, do y'all ready to trade this guy?
And this group, to me, is another group that I feel like you really, like, you're aware of the lack of defensive line depth because, like, they had to stand up for long periods of time when they shouldn't have had to if the rush had been a little bit more consistent. So, again, like, we're not trying to make excuses for this year, but there is a lot of context around this year.
We watched the year just like y'all. It's facts you have to take from it. If you take your emotions out of it, then you can get to the facts.
So, and then we got our safeties, and our safeties are maybe the most interesting group to me because what is that, 6 dudes? So Rob McDaniels is the practice squad guy. He's also under contract coming back. So they have 6 people coming back, unadulterated room. Obviously, the injury to Will Harris here, I think, just like the injury on the defensive line,
changed everything.
Because, Fred, you pointed this out to me, and when I'm on the sideline, Tanner, for games, like, when that dude's on the field, everybody knows what to do.
Everybody.
When he's not on the field, little tenuous.
It's just less verbal.
Yes.
It's less verbal.
Yes.
And not only is he verbal in checks and making sure you got the play call, it's when he gets back to the sideline, regurgitating what I just saw.
Yeah.
And how we going to attack it and how we going to play it. So he's always a step ahead. And that's what you need, especially when you got some baby corners out there and you got some other guys. It's good to take that off of their plate and say, I got that for you. That high-end communication and that high-end deciphering what he's seeing out there and communicating it to the coach.
People fail to realize how valuable it is to have a guy like that. It almost reminds me of, and I'm not comparing these guys' play to these Hall of Famers, but when you watch the Ravens, when they had Ray in middle linebacker and you had Ed Reed at safety, like, Ray is the quarterback of the defense, but that safety is really the guy that's making sure that secondary is on track, on point, and that's what Reed was able to do. When you watch Will, no doubt, that's what he was. Like, he was that guy. Once he got back into the fold of things, you just saw a different different play from our secondary, because he was there and he was able to make sure. Because at times you were seeing guys, like, we were just doing the film breakdown. And you saw how, like, you guys are communicating back there whether I'm going to latch on or not. And at times I feel like they were talking too much. Yeah. Too much between the play, doing the motion, and before you know it, the ball snapped. Yeah. When Will got in there, you didn't see none of that talking no more. Those guys were set and ready.
Yeah, so again, that's a group that I think is young. I think they're talented. Tyler Owens, I think I'm excited to see more from him. Personally, on teams, has been outstanding.
Jeremy surprised everybody.
Yes.
Jeremy Reed's played like a starting safety in this league. Physical hitting, downhill, great tackling in the open space, getting the ball back, PBUs, Johnny on the spot, always in the right place. I think at one point, you're going to have a true talk and say, is this guy starting safety in this league? Now, I know he didn't get here the regular route, but Jeremy Reed's played like a starting safety this year in this league, and I don't remember him getting beat, just outright beat at all.
I mean, sometimes earlier, like, again, Atlanta was his first start a little bit then, but again, like you said, he got better, and he got better, and he got better, more physical in the run game. Really love his mindset and approach. So again, I'm excited about that group. I think the one piece that I would say, like, where is he at, is Quan. Had a couple issues.
Had a good year, had a bad year.
Yeah, but I think that's the thing, though, is like there were moments. It was like he'd get benched for missing a tackle or get benched for missing a coverage. But I think overall, the physicality, the athlete, it's there. So I think
two picks taken away from him.
Yeah.
I mean, like
So when he did good, it ended up bad.
It was up and down. You know what I mean? It was at times, to me, it seemed like him trying to do too much, or because he flies around too. He plays. Behind that doggone, and he brings it. He don't shy away from it. So it was just odd to me too to see like at times he wasn't himself at times.
Yeah. What if I told you I think that Quan Martin might be the best nickel on this team?
That's an interesting thought, actually. Like if you move Mikey outside, can he move into that role? And then how does it affect your draft decisions if he actually can do that? Because again, we saw him play nickel with Ron when Ron was here.
Yes.
And I think he did some
Came
good
out of
stuff.
college playing.
Yeah, he played nickel
He did some good stuff
in
there.
college also. So all I'm saying is, what if Quan Martin is the best nickel? Because I think he will be better than Sam Steele when it comes to the run part of the
Which is an important part
of the nickel position. And him figuring the rest out, I think he can figure it out. So I wouldn't be shocked.
All right. I made a clerical error. We need to get 2 breaks in on this segment. So we got a lot of reading to do, boys. So who wants to start us off here?
I got West Virginia, baby.
Well, go on, do it.
Baby.
Let's get it. Gotta get that voice right. Huddle up, team. It's time to call a winter audible. Because when the temps drop, the real magic kicks off in West Virginia. Think trails that crunch like game day turf. Ski runs for every level of fan. And cozy cabins that won't break your budget. Trade lift line chaos for wide open slopes, hot cocoa breaks by crackling fires.
Hot cocoa.
And mountains dressed to impress in a blanket pure white. So grab your squad, pack your cold weather swag, and head to almost heaven this winter. West Virginia.
Dude, that read is built for you. That's a Santana read right there.
Man.
And you can feel it. You can feel
I
it.
have the ability to mute his mic.
Hey, I might need to do that.
I tried to go G's on. Everybody love hot cocoa. What are you talking about?
You like that kid, bro, that's just in the house that just want to be a pest. You don't care what he do, he want to be a pest.
All right, here we go.
All right. How does it feel when you switch to Geico and save on your car insurance? It's like finding a parking spot in front of a busy outdoor cafe where you are meeting some of your old friends from Mississippi State. And you are about to parallel park in that so tight spot. And then everyone in the cafe stops to watch. Look at me. And you nail it in one try like the parallel parking baller you are. Nobody clapped. But they really wanted to. Yep, switching to Geico and saving with Geico feels just like that. Get more with Geico. Why, thank you.
Nice job, Fred. Nice job.
thank you.
Nice job.
LeVar.
Should I do our next one? Our VA, our new one?
Yeah, let's do that one right now, and then I can do the Army one before the next segment. So go ahead.
All right, I guess I'll do this one since Tanner voice is messed up. Huddle up, Commanders fans. The Commanders Golden Pass raffle, operated by the Virginia Lottery, gives you the chance to win the ultimate fan experience. That means VIP treatment, special appearances by the Washington Legends, us, and much more. Limited tickets available. So visit VALottery.com /commanders to enter the raffle today. The VALottery.com /commanders and break.
That's really how it's written, by the way. He's not putting his season on that. That's how it's written. Fred, I felt like your voice changed a little bit for that read.
It needed to. I didn't want to take the Geico voice.
Yeah,
in there.
you brought.
Yeah, I brought the VA
I
lottery.
mean, that's how you know we're being professionals here, boys.
yeah, man. Because anytime you hear lottery and people think about money, everybody perk up. When you talk about insurance, people perk down.
I feel like you gotta read that one like you're in a huddle. Huddle, right? Huddle up, everybody.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Like a play call.
Come on now.
All
Huddle
right,
up.
all right. Let
What
it
you
go.
want to try it again?
Next time.
Next
I'm
time.
finna say, y'all want me to huddle back up?
Huddle back up. All right, so now on to our next segment. So that we kind of look back. Now we're going to look ahead. All right, so we got the draft guru versus the prospect professor. But I can't. I'm going to do it before the
Yeah,
last
go do
thing,
it
man.
before the
At the last
last.
segment.
Yeah.
Jason's on me about the reads now because I missed one read.
Well, you see how it says break 3 and there are 2 in there?
Yeah,
So read both of them.
we just did Big 3 right now.
Right. So read the US Army.
All right, he wants me to read the U.S. Army read right now.
I like how he bullies you around.
All right.
And you bigger than him. I love it.
I mean, he's the boss. All right, U.S. Army. They say your work defines who you are. Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, you're clocking in. But what happens on the weekend? What happens to your time? You could take it easy, or you could use that time to get better. In the U.S. Army, we think differently. Your time should be used to improve the skills you do have, to learn some you don't, to push yourself in new ways, because it's those days that truly define who you are.
It is.
That's how you make progress. That's how you make an impact on the world around you. It's your time. How you spend it is up to you. It's your time, the U.S. Army Reserve.
That was graceful. I give you that.
You're welcome, Jason.
I thought it was graceful.
Thank you. Graceful. I like that. My mic keeps drifting away from me here.
Yeah.
That's a distracting process. So, draft guru versus prospect professor. Fred's the draft guru. I'm the prospect professor. But really, I can't say that because Fred won a bet. And so I have to say it's really the draft guru versus nothing.
Yeah.
I should say nothing.
You are nothing.
We had to fill that in.
Peasant.
And this is powered by Big Bear AI, mission-ready AI for a rapidly evolving world. Okay, so this is basically we talked about defense, specifically the defensive line, how they're a little bit nicked up. And so what I did here for my segment is I picked 3 defenders, a guy you could pick in the top of the draft at the 7, a guy you could pick with with that 3rd round pick, I think it's number 71.
All right.
And a guy you could pick in that it's the 5th.
Fifth. We got 2 fifths.
2 fifths and a 6th and a 7th. And a guy that would fall in that category, and they're all edge rushers, just to kind of give you some names to throw out there. So obviously the first one's David Bailey. He's an edge from Texas Tech. He's 6'3". He's 240 pounds, and he's on Feldman's Freaks list. And my dude, Tana.
It's better than Bane?
He wants to rush the passer. Bane is like a good first and second down player. He's a little stouter against the run. This dude says, run schmud. I am rushing the passer. And I've got a bunch of moves. I got a long arm. I got a spin move. I got a cross chop. I got speed around the corner. I got bend.
I got counters to all of them.
And I can close to the quarterback. He led the FBS in sacks. He led the FBS in pressures. So, dude rushes the passer.
And he benches 405 pounds. So me and him have that in similar.
The thing that he is different than you in is that he did run 22.1 miles an hour, which you've never touched.
No, I ran 24 miles per hour.
Dude, no way.
First of all,
no way.
Last time I ran, I got a ticket running from a police officer. That's all I'm telling you.
That's fair enough. So David Bailey, Tana, is fast. And he likes to rush the passer. So everyone talks about pass rush. Where are we going to get pass rush from?
I was going to say that. Like,
there's 3 guys at the top. There's David Bailey. There's Keldrick Falk.
And there's Bane.
Ruben Bane.
Yeah.
All 3 of those dudes are good. If you said I just want some dude to rush the passer,
this is your guy.
This is the guy. The other 2 guys are bigger, stouter against the run, more complete.
More complete. I would say more complete the ends.
This dude's got some juice, man. So depending on who the defensive coordinator is, like this guy might be a guy to keep an eye on. The next guy is Dennis Sutton. He's an edge from Penn State. He's a big old hoss now. He's 6'5", he's 265. Looks like he's closer to 270, in my opinion. He's kind of in this long lineage of Penn State edge rusher, Fred. You know, Chop Robinson, Abdul Carter, all these guys that have come through. He's a tier down. I think he's a guy you could take with that 3rd round pick at 71 there. He's bigger. He's got a complement of moves. He's more of a power rusher, Tana, but not quite.
Do you think he could develop into Dietrich Wise?
I think he could be more than that. I think he's a better athlete.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's a good comp.
Because he got good size.
Because size-wise, they're very similar, actually. That's a good comp. But I do think there's more athletic juice. Like, there's more pass rusher there.
Yeah.
Right? And he's got long arms. He's got everything you want. He's big. He's heavy-handed. So, like, if you want just a solid rotational piece, he kind of falls in that.
So my question with that is, if we don't get a DN in the first round, say the top 2 guys are gone,
he still got a chance to get
a guy like that.
I mean, and the other thing, it's like I could have put 5 guys in this spot. Like when I'm going through the draft class, there's those 3 dudes at the top. There's a couple guys at the end of the first round. Then there's the kid from Iowa. I forget his name at the moment, but he's 6'3", 270. Like, there's good football players that you could get here in that if you really wanted an edge rusher. Now, again, I'm here. Malachi Lawrence, edge rusher from UCF. Jason has 6'4" on here. He's actually 6'5". He's 250. And he's like this long-armed, totally upside guy. Like bendy, long, incredibly raw.
So you feel like his better game is in the future?
If you get him with a good coach and you get him in the right scheme, he could be something. And so again, there's 3 or 4 guys that could have put in here too. So what I'm saying is, like, there are tiers to this thing. So on draft night, when you're like, hey man, they didn't take a defensive end with the 7th overall pick.
Don't get blown away by
No,
it.
we don't need that, right?
Yeah.
We got an opportunity at 3. We got 2 opportunities in the 5th round. We got one in the 6th, and we got one in the 7th. And so there are some names for you just to kind of show that there is. And again, they're not the same prospect. Like David Bailey's a beast. Dennis Sitton is take a little bit off of that, right?
Yeah.
Not quite the same player,
But high upside.
yeah, high upside. And then again, Malachi Lawrence, very high upside, but very raw. So that's why he's moving down the board there in terms of.
It's the local and residential draft.
Give me some feedback.
I
here.
like to tell people this: just because we draft a guy, don't make him be good. All right? Draft is like shooting craps. It ain't no guarantee just because I draft a guy in the first round that he gonna be a first round talent.
Yeah, you can
Nothing is a guarantee. When we draft guys, it's a crap shoot. Some pan out, some don't. I watched people talk noise all last year when we drafted Dollar Bill in the 7th round. I said, I don't care what round you drafted in. Can you play football? He went out there and became almost the best rookie running back in the draft.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter where you get drafted, what time you get drafted. Just know all these guys, there's no guarantees in the draft.
Absolutely. And so, I said these are 3 names, right?
Yeah.
If you want more names,
Yeah.
obviously you can check us out on Drive to the Draft, which is a podcast we're doing. We're going to the Shrine Bowl, we're going to the Senior Bowl, we're going to the Combine, and we're going to try and give you as many of these names as we possibly can. We'll have Fred on there. We have all these special guests, Fred being the most special. So make sure you check that out if you want more names, more draft content. And I think next week, Fred, you're doing 3 offensive
Yes,
players,
I
right?
am.
So I can't wait to see what you got there. All right. So now we got huge news. Again, we gave you a little bit of the past, a little bit of the present. Or no, what we got? We got past, future. Now let's get to the present here.
Yeah.
With the new stadium announcement coming to DC, we got some renders.
Oh, so good.
Which is very exciting.
So good.
And this is brought to you by the U.S. Army. Be tested, but not just on paper. Be strong and more than muscle. Be courageous and supported by a mighty team. Be all you can be. Visit goarmy.com to learn more. Okay, so now we got a bunch of questions from Amanda about the new stadium and what we think. What does it mean to bring the stadium back to DC? And I know Fred's got a million thoughts on this. So, Tana, I'm going to start with you.
I think it's huge. I think when you, because Fred going to go all day.
Yeah, we got places to go.
No, I honestly think it's huge just for the fan base as a whole. I think when you look at this last season, since Josh and his crew of owners and everybody, they've brought that, I guess you can say, that old energy back.
Yeah.
How it used to be.
That nostalgia.
And that's what was needed. And for some odd reason, even when I was at, when I came here, I knew nothing about, RFK. But when you listen to the B. Mitches, the Gary Clarks, I mean, when you look back at old tapes, man, it was just something different there. It was to me that reminded me of, Redskin football.
Yeah.
So to know that you're finna go back to where, I guess you can say, what you call it, that ground where
Hollowed ground.
where a lot of history was made, a lot of Super Bowls, championships was built there. It's only right. It's only right to bring your team to where it should have stayed. And so I'm looking forward to it, man. But I say more so for the DC fans as a whole. You know, all these guys that grew up watching this team, loving this team, that's who I'm more happy for than anything.
And myself. All right, let me tell you. Let me start here first.
Dude, look at that render right there.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Now, the old stadium, I went and got a piece of it out of there. I do have an old urinal from the RFK.
Dude, how do you function on a day-to-day basis? How do you
What are you talking about?
Everybody took seats. You want to go get a urinal. The hell you want a urinal?
Could you imagine, dude, if you went to Fred's house and there's just a urinal?
From RFK.
This dude is crazy, man. He's sick, bro.
What?
He's sick.
Hey, man.
He needs help.
He need help.
Hey, man, what? You want a piece of history? All right? That's a piece of history right there, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
That looks nice,
Dude, look at this stadium.
But this is unbelievable right here. You're talking about not only economics coming back to D.C., not only history coming back to D.C., but that nostalgia. And when you talk about RFK 2.0 or RFK 1, the only thing resonate with this fan base is win. winning. Like, they don't know nothing else about that hallowed ground, about that area, but winning. They understood anytime we come to a game at that place, we gonna win. They expected to win. The energy was different. You talking about 3 different Super Bowls, 3 different quarterbacks. So in their eyes, no matter what happens, we're going to win when it comes to this place. So everybody think about the financials of it, and that's great. It's going to bring billions to the city, most definitely. But what the number one thing that this stadium brings is hope. And hope can't be paid for. Hope cannot be lost. Hope is everything. Hope can change a country. And right now, that rendering of that has people bubbling everywhere. I heard they putting a spear at National Harbor, and nobody cares because all they talking about is this stadium right here.
Well, I mean, the first day I saw the render was today.
Yeah.
And I just was like, man, what a brilliant design, because it kind of captures the old shape. The pillars look very DC.
The architect of DC is captured in this building.
The apartments, the shops around it.
Yes.
Like if it looks anything like that, I mean, I'm really excited. After seeing, like, I don't get excited for stadium builds normally because it takes so long. But after this, I'm like, this is going to be really cool.
No, this right here is going to be. And see, I just can't wait till it pop up, because all the last 10 years, all I've heard about is Jerry's house. Jerry's house. Yeah. He's going to have an old house in the neighborhood when this is built.
Hey, Jason, are we going to, if you guys are watching on YouTube, Jason, are you going to put a picture of the render up on the, Jason will put a picture of the render up so you can see what we're talking about. So if you want to check it out, check out the YouTube version of this podcast. And
then it's going to use a lot of natural lighting, and that's what I like.
Well, I mean, that's a great point, because that brings me to the next question is, like, what are your thoughts on the new age stadiums? Obviously, you got SoFi out in California. You got US Bank. I think that's up in Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
And then you got AT&T Stadium, which I'm not even. Is that in Vegas?
Yeah.
AT&T.
Is that Vegas? I actually like the new stadiums.
The Alliance.
A lot.
The Alliance one is in
this
Vegas.
Alliance that's in Vegas, AT&T is the Dallas.
Dallas
Stadium, yeah.
Now, I do like it because...
But I'm saying, so Dallas is, to me, is a different... I know it's new.
Yeah.
But
it's not new. It's not as new as these other ones.
I like
Dallas has been around for at least about, what, 15
SoFi
years,
and US Bank.
Yeah. I think they uniquely... They're made for their place.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
And I like, the one thing I can say I like about US Bank is they were smart enough to understand we're in a place that snows all the time. Why would I put a flat roof on this stadium? Yeah. They went to make sure they put a pointy top on that stadium. And I must say this, it's a very, very unique stadium.
Very unique.
And that's what I do really like about it. And if this stadium mimics that with a little bit more rustic look to it, I love it. I think it's great.
I think too, man, when it comes to just what they're doing now, it's for the experience. You know, these stadiums goes along with your experience. That experience, that particular day shouldn't just be you spending your money to go watch a football game.
No, it's more now.
It should be way more. And the stadium, adds something for you to. Now everybody's with social media. They want to take pictures.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Outside the stadium, inside the stadium.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what I love about it. Luckily we get the chance to travel to all these stadiums, doing our shows. I'm not sure how long that is going to last, but with that being said, a lot of places that I didn't, play, I was able to go there and say, oh, man, this is a nice stadium to be, covering the game in and take the same experience that these fans have, enjoy so much.
Yeah, no, I think that's exactly right. And I think the thing that Fred brought up, like when you go to SoFi, it feels distinctly LA,
California.
Right? It's open air. You can see the sun coming through. When you go to Minnesota, it feels like you're in some type of war ship.
Just big igloo.
Yeah.
It feels like you in a big glass igloo with this gigantic home. It's just right. Like, sometimes it's just right.
And the other thing that I've heard fans be a little bit lukewarm about is the fact that it might be covered.
Yeah.
That's because they look at weather as a advantage. Like the Bears said all week while I was in Chicago, the Rams ain't gonna come here and play in this cold the way we can play.
Yeah.
I was like, do y'all not know Matthew Stafford played in that division for 30 years?
Yeah.
Devontae Adams played at Green Bay. Do you not know they cold ready?
Yeah.
They will be able to go. It's only an advantage when temperatures drop 10 degrees or lower, maybe.
And I think you also got to look at it like a business, right? Like I can't get the super bowl. I can't get concerts.
I'm more worried about what I can do,
when the season not going on.
And also, if it is actually an advantage, then you use it. It hasn't been an advantage.
Right.
So
and then nobody that has a retractable roof actually opened the roof.
Yeah.
So what are you going to get a retractable roof for?
That is true.
Like they never open the roof.
Yeah. I think the only place I've been where they do that is Arizona, but that's even like
I think Houston did it a few times earlier in their years because if I'm not mistaken, their stadium was retractable.
Yeah.
No,
it
is it?
I think it is, but I don't know. I've never played in it when it's been open.
I remember one time being out there and they closed it, and I'm like, why the hell are they closing the roof?
Yeah.
You know, it was a nice day out.
Yeah. But so again, I think there's business advantages to it. I love the feel of new stadiums. Okay. And then I guess like what, Fred, you touched on this a little bit when you were talking about like what it meant to get back to the RFK site. Like how important is this for the identity of the organization?
It's everything. It's saying the glory years are back.
Yeah.
It's saying this franchise stability is back.
Yeah.
It's saying you can feel safe to cheer for this team again. We won't humiliate you. We got your back. Yeah. And us building this new house on hollow ground shows you our commitment to get back to royalty, NFL royalty. So it shows the community that Josh Harris and that group, we got your back.
Yeah.
We don't just want your money. We got your back, and we want you to have a good experience cheering for your team.
Yeah.
No, I 100% agree. And obviously, we're really excited about the pictures and obviously the renders, but we're excited about how they look. And I think there's a lot of reasons to be excited if you're a Commanders fan. Obviously, the stadium, drafts coming up, free agency, all that stuff.
Still got Jedi 5. Still got a chance.
And make sure you stick with us.
Yes.
Because we're going to take you through every one of those decisions, every one of those phases of the offseason for
every
the Commanders.
New coach that comes and goes, like whatever changes, we going to pop up like the weatherman. We not always right. We going to keep it tight.
We're going to do our best. But that's going to do it for today's show. Thanks so much. The Command Center podcast was filmed at the Big Bear AI Command Center studio. Big Bear AI offers mission-ready AI for a rapidly evolving world, proudly protecting the Washington Commanders and its fans.